Hello everybody, Blue Dooley, and this is a video on my final thoughts on the Nextbase 222 dashcam. We're starting off with some night footage and some fog, just so you can kind of see how the camera performs in different light levels. Most of the time I'm using the camera in my work truck, which is a T800 Semi, and I have the suction cup mount used in it. In my pickup truck, I'm actually using the included 3M sticky mount, and that mount actually gives a really solid mount to the windshield. Even in a 1-ton truck, the camera doesn't have a lot of movement or shaking, even on rougher roads that I've noticed. The suction cup mount, especially in a semi-truck, does allow the camera to vibrate a little more. So in later clips, or any of the clips you've seen previously from work videos, that's why that camera, the screen warbles a little bit. It does work really well at night. Even in the fog, it still has a fairly clear picture. I don't do a ton of night driving, so for the little I do, the camera works really well. And picture clarity has always been good, in my opinion. I think it films in 1080. And the camera itself is pretty easy to use. It comes with a couple of different mounts. As I mentioned, you can stick a mount to the windshield with 3M adhesive. It also actually has a suction cup mount if you're like me and kind of switch vehicles a lot. So that's really nice. The suction cup has, it actually works really well, especially in a semi-truck that rides rough off-road. So I've only had it come unstuck from the windshield maybe 2 or 3 times in the entire time I've had the camera, and all that really was is because the inside of the windshield was a little dirty. So cleaned the windshield, wiped off the suction cup, and no problems with the camera at all in that regard. Has a fairly long power plug for it, I think like 9 feet. So if you want to actually permanently mount it in a vehicle, you have plenty to route around the windshield frame and tuck it out of the way. The software it comes with to use I haven't really used it because of course I have editing software, but you can share the data or share the footage from the camera directly through their software, and you can link it to YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, any of your social media. And the software is pretty much covers all of the Nextbase cameras, so it actually has some features in the software that this camera doesn't have, such as G-force, speed, GPS location. The reason I don't have the higher end model is I wanted a little more budget friendly camera, since I switch trucks at work and from my personal use, because I'm always worried that I might drop it and break it, a higher end camera, switching vehicles. So I got this camera on sale. I believe it normally runs about $80 US. Here we are in some fog, and that screen shake is because of the suction cup mount in the Semi. That windshield's fairly vertical, and the truck just rides a little rougher. But I think for even at $80, it's a pretty good value for the camera. My only real gripe is if you do like I do and plug the camera into the computer and just go to access files and then access it through Windows Explorer or whatever you're using to open files with on your PC, you can't delete the protected files from the SD card that way. You have to actually go in to the camera itself and manually unprotect each saved image. So like these clips here, when I click the button to save it, that protects the file so it doesn't get overwritten if you use the camera for a long period of time before you download video. So if you have a dozen or so clips, you have to unprotect each one individually on the camera itself. You can't do it through Windows Explorer, and I didn't see anywhere on the software to do it from that way either. So that's My one gripe is trying to delete video footage of clips you've saved. This is another saved clip, and pretty muddy conditions. But I have not had any technical problems with the camera. I've never had an error out on me. I've never had a problem with the SD card corrupting files in all of the use I've used in the camera. The only wear I've noticed on the camera, again, since I switch vehicles several times a day sometimes, the power cord where it plugs into the cigarette lighter, I've noticed that it's pulled apart slightly, and I'm not going to fault Nextbase on that. I do switch vehicles frequently, and I don't always necessarily grab a hold of the plug itself, and occasionally just yank on the wire. So I'm going to call that more of a operator error than a problem with the camera and its cord itself. I have dropped it a couple of times, and I haven't gotten any scratches on either the camera lens or the screen. So I think the camera does hold up pretty well to normal use, or maybe slightly more abusive use than normal. Riding in that semi-truck, I know it's getting shaken up a lot more than if you were using it in a car or a light-duty pickup truck. So from that standpoint, I actually can confidently say that it is a pretty durable little unit. Besides getting unstuck from the windshield and hitting the dash, I've knocked it off of where I keep it inside the house at night a couple of times. So it is a durable little unit, and I would recommend, if you're looking for a dash cam under $100 and you want a decent quality at 1080p, I think the 222 is a pretty good deal. I'm really happy with the camera, and I look forward to getting a lot more life out of it. I'm actually going to order up another adhesive mount, so when I get my new work truck here, hopefully in May, I'll be able to put the adhesive mount to the windshield and get a little smoother video in a semi-truck. So I'll probably do another little update video after I get that and get a chance to use it in a different truck. But still, overall, really happy with the camera. No technical issues, as I've mentioned. The footage, every time I save a clip, I'm always impressed with how clear it comes out, even in the more shakier environment like the trucks. Usually the most noticeable shake in the image, if you've seen any of my videos or in any of the clips in this video, that's usually when I am reaching up and toggling the camera to save the clip, and just me bumping it to reach the button kind of shakes it a little bit. The clips that you don't see that in are usually I've triggered the camera in a different clip, and the following clip that I posted doesn't have it because I triggered it so close to when it starts a new minute, because I have this set up so it records 1 minute clips, which I've noticed, unlike my previous dash cam, the Nextbase, you get a lot smoother transitions from clip to clip. There isn't a little bit of overlap, which makes it really nice for when I'm posting videos of driving videos of whatever I happen to be driving, wherever I happen to be driving at. Most of the big jumps in this video are just from different clips, and as I said, they're not really in any particular order. I should mention the dash cam does have audio feature, and the microphone does pick up a lot, and it is fairly clear. I don't personally use it because in the semis, it just picks up a lot of wind noise because of where it's mounted, and there's a lot of cables above the camera that are rattling that the microphone picks up almost more than anything else. Plus, I don't want to get in trouble or copyright strike for having it picking up the music off the radio. So that's why I don't run with the audio turned on. If you enjoy stuff like this, be sure to click subscribe so you can always get notifications when I post new things. I hope everyone's having a good weekend, and we'll catch you in the next one.